Google has quietly rolled out a whole stack of AI tools for creating content. And honestly, as a marketer, I'm genuinely impressed, especially since I've experienced them firsthand at the Google I/O. So in this video, we're not just talking about features, but taking one real brand, starting with nothing but raw files, and building a content engine from scratch. Blog articles, creative ads, product videos, social posts, all of it using only Google Gemini AI. Let's jump right in. So one thing that makes Gemini really stands out to me is how everything connects across Google's AI products. And recently, they rolled out NotebookLM right into the Gemini app. This is huge if you're a big NotebookLM fan like me, because you basically got a project space that remember your brand context. And when it comes to content creation, this really changes everything. So let's say we're building the content engine for this snack brand, Healthy Crunch. By the way, everything I show you in this video is just for demo purposes. So then on NotebookLM, we have this brand knowledge notebook. So it contains all the core brand knowledge like the hero products, customer insights, as well as some product images. So think of it like an expanding brand knowledge base. Now the best thing is we can just go back to the Gemini app and access to all the notebooks that we have created. So here we can find the same brand knowledge notebook. So let's first ask Gemini to create a blog post. I have this blog content brief skill, and now I will attach it for Gemini to use it and ask it to create a content brief based on these notebook sources. So the magic happen is you can see Gemini will then follow the content brief template that I have set in this skill and with all the details about what we should include in the blog. So once we're happy with it, then we can now turn on the canvas mode and ask it to generate the full blog post using this brief. And immediately we have this full blog post with the desired formatting, interlinking, and now we can even turn on the image mode, ask it to create a feature banner that pairs well with this post, and two more visually engaging images. So remember the product images we have loaded inside this notebook, and this is why Gemini is able to generate the image that is on brand using the product images. And what I really like is we can now just directly export this content to Google Doc because of the integration. So we can include back all the generated visuals. Of course, we can't just publish like this. We should still tweak the title, review the content before we publish. But this is an easy way for your team to mark comments and collaborate as well. And Gemini doesn't just limit to article content. So using this notebook, we can design a marketing lead magnet PDF like a lunchbox planner for parents in this case. So using the first draft, and we can further enhance the design using Canva. So this way, you don't have to start from scratch every time, and always let Gemini to generate the draft for you first. Or maybe you are creating internal materials like a one-page retail buy-in line sheet for your team. So Gemini is also smart enough to extract the relevant information from the notebook and decide it for you. And really, it just takes less than 10 minutes. So just now you see Gemini can create article banners or inner content visuals, but that is really just a few ways to use Nano Banana. On its own, Google Nano Banana can do much more than that. To use the latest Nano Banana model, just pick the image mode from the chat box, and then you will see there are different pre-built styles available. And this is the easiest way to use Nano Banana. So for example, I can just pick this salon style and give it a few other product images and ask it to design a product ad shot image for a marketing campaign. So you can see this is pretty impressive already, and I haven't even included much details in the prompt. And this is what I found the most useful and easiest way to use it for marketing. And what makes Nano Banana so powerful is that it's very easy to iterate. So here I have asked it to design a website hero banner shot. So the first draft is already pretty nice, very eye-catching and refreshing. Now let's say I want to remove this product in the middle. Then I can just click on the image and then use this sketch tool, circle the area, and ask Gemini to remove this. And Nano Banana is smart enough to understand your instructions, and we can keep iterating until we got this final shot. Then I can put it into Canva to add more details like here. So I can add back the campaign slogan for the website and everything looks perfect. Another very useful way for marketers is to ask it for A/B testing ideas. So instead of generating the image directly, we first give it the product image and then ask it to propose 3 text to image prompt for A/B testing purpose. So with varied background, mood, and style. And Gemini will immediately give you image prompts with the testing angles. Then just pick any one you like, turn on Nano Banana in the same chat window, and generate the final ad image. So this way, you can have endless creative angles to inspire your campaign planning. And Nano Banana is really good at this. And not just only that, Nano Banana is exceptionally good at resizing marketing creatives. And this is so useful than you think. So like in this case, we have this marketing creative in a square format, and oftentimes we want to adapt this same creative concept into other size like a vertical layout, so we can use it in another channel. Then again, give this to Nano Banana, ask it to recompose the layout to fit the desired ratio, and keep everything consistent. And then you can see just within 10 seconds, Gemini helps to resize this creative into another layout that we can use immediately. Everything looks consistent, so I highly recommend trying this. You can save so much time adapting the size for your marketing channels and have something ready to go. There's still so many possibilities in what Nano Banana can do for your marketing. So if you want to get genuinely good at using this model, I recommend checking out these free resource from HubSpot, Guide to Nano Banana. It's designed for business use, so you can skip the experimentation and start generating assets that actually work. You'll get different use case ideas about how you can actually use it, no matter if you're a marketer, solo entrepreneur, or e-commerce owner, with the pre-built prompt template that you can just replace with your own product info and an honest breakdown of where it still can do. Particularly, I like the iteration ladder workflow showing you how to start from rough draft to polished final without burning your usage limit. That's exactly the challenge we all face when using an image generation model. You can download for free in the description. And thanks so much HubSpot for sponsoring this video. So everything we've done so far, you have to prompt it every time, which is kind of a pain, right? So that's why Google Gem is another game changer. So you can build your own custom Gemini, load it up with your brand and workflow once, and it will make your content creation process so much easier. To create a Gemini gem, just go to the sidebar, Gems, then click New Gem. And each gem will need a name and, most importantly, the instructions that will define the behavior for this gem. And you can also specify the default tool this gem will be using, as well as what are the knowledge to use. So for example, here we have created a gem, the Studio Ad Short gem, so which can intake any product input and then turn them into studio grade short. And here we will use the Nano Banana as the default tool, and for the knowledge, note we also include the product packaging dimension because this will give the models more details about your product size, so it will always generate images that are more realistic. Then we can also include the Studio Ad Style guide as part of the knowledge, or even you can attach any notebook knowledge. So now every time when we need an ad shot, we can just give it the product and then it will turn it into a professional visual ready to be used for your campaign. And because of the gem, everything will look consistent, so we can control the quality. And you can create different gem for different repeatable tasks as well, like studio shorts, lifestyle images, or campaign copy. So like here, I have another gem for marketing lifestyle images. We can just give it the product and it will create different lifestyle product images. So the whole point is that your team can standardize the workflow instead of rewriting the prompts every time, because now you can also share this gem with the team. Now when it comes to video generation, Google has the best model out there. And recently they have launched the Omni model, which really takes this to the next level. So basically, Omni model is designed to take almost any input and generate almost any output, especially video with strong physics-aware reasoning. Product videos, reel, shorts, basically most video content a marketer will need, Google Omni model can generate for you. To access the Omni model, just pick the video mode, and then you will see there are different pre-built styles available. So the easiest way to get started is just pick a style and then a few images as input. So like in this case, I can ask it to create a product video with this female model holding it. So for now, you can generate up to 10 seconds of videos inside the Gemini app.
Parents, you'll love these Healthy Crunch coconut chips. They are keto and gluten-free. Active families deserve a delicious snack.
And you can see, even though it's not a complicated prompt, Omni will understand it so accurately, and particularly I am impressed with the character consistency. It's really like the same person throughout the whole video. And what makes Omni so powerful is we can prompt it to change the scene so easily. So it's really like the Nano Banana, but for the video. And immediately we can change to another scenes while keeping everything unchanged. For now, Omni model has a pretty strict daily generation limit depending on your subscription plan. So one really important step to avoid wasting your quota is to first plan your video storyboard. So like here, I have this gem that specifically generates the Omni video storyboard using the official prompt guide. By the way, I'll put the prompt guide link below if you're interested. So in this case, I can upload the product and the video character, and then mention this is a 6 scenes video with other criteria. And then it will first generate the detailed scene-by-scene instructions using the official prompt guide framework. And what's amazing is it will then create this storyboard image. So this way, you can always adjust the scene details before generating. Now we can just upload these storyboard visuals, the raw input, and make sure to pick the correct aspect ratio and generate the final video.
Introducing a snack for everyday and tiny ones too. Meet our miniature marvel.
And you can see the final output quality will be much more predictable because of the storyboard. So this is the method that I highly recommend. And what makes Omni model so different is that it can reference video input as well. So here we have this Instagram Reel recipe clip, and I will let Omni model to use it for reference on the pacing and editing style. So then give it to Omni model together with the product. Note for now, it can only reference for 10-second clip. So you have to select the part and trim it first. Then we will ask it to create a 10-second reel for a recipe featuring this product and including the actual recipe instructions. So here is the result.
Mill tablespoon Healthy Crunch chocolate.
And I am really impressed because this is a complex video task since we have given it lots of input to follow. But you can see Omni model still get it right. The recipe instructions are all correct. So with this approach, you can create different short educational marketing clips while making it useful for your audience. So the video in Gemini is great, but you may face a challenge like I did. You get only a few generations per day, and there's no timeline, no editor, or no way to connect different clips. That's exactly where Google Flows comes in. It just wraps a whole studio around it, a timeline to add scenes, reusable characters, and assets. So go to Google Flow and then create a new project. So here you can upload some medium, create your own brand characters, or create scenes to get started. So let's first create a brand character. So this is a character that you create once inside Flow, and then you can reuse it everywhere in the scene. So just give it a reference image and with the prompt details. So in this case, we'll use this same female model as the brand host across all the marketing materials. So just give it a name and pick the voice. So now whenever we want to create any videos, we can just tag this character, upload or tag the product, and then ask it to generate the marketing clip. And Flow also gives you more control like the video model, ratio, the duration, as well as the number of variations. And note, each generation will cost you credit. Like in this case, it needs 15 credits. And pretty quickly, here is the results.
Hey everyone, I just found these. They're dark chocolate superfoods. Let's try them.
And to be honest, it looks really like the brand character we have created. The character consistency is very strong, and everything looks real too, including the product. So as the first draft, this is almost perfect. And the limitation here is it only lasts for 10 seconds. So you have to add more scenes by clicking here and continue the full video. And besides this standard generation way, Flow now also has the built-in agent mode where it can orchestrate the video task for you. So this time, give it the product and then turn on agent mode and ask it to generate 3 variations of this same product ad with different camera move and angles. And here you can adjust the detail settings for the agent and its behavior, like it should always confirm you before taking action. So now the agent asks for my approval to generate the video variations. And this is something you can't really do inside the Gemini app because this is the agent helping you to orchestrate the 3 video generation tasks. And here is the results. And I must say, all the 3 ads are quite impressive with the upbeat background music. The only thing is to extend them to be longer. And they obviously have different vibes and moves, so these can all become the project materials where you can feed it back to the agent to use next time. And besides this, the agent is also very good at following storyboard. So like in this case, we can create a storyboard for this product ad, and then we can give it back to the Flow agent and tag back the character and the feature products for the final video ad.
Stuck in the afternoon slump? Need a better way to crunch? Introducing your new go-to snack.
And so using the Flow agent, the quality will almost always better. So it's following the storyboard per poster and not just for human-like character. So you can also do a brand mascot if you prefer that style. So that really lots of way to use it for your branded marketing campaign. So we've built a ton of content by now, but everything we've done so far, you have to drive, and that means prompt by prompt. So this is why Google Pomelli is another great tool you don't want to miss. It just look at your website, pull your brand straight, and create on-branded social content for you within minutes. First, go to Google Pomelli. The first thing to get started is to set up the business DNA. So insert your website, and now it's analyzing the brand profile. And for the sake of demo, we'll keep using the same brand, Healthy Crunch. Then just adjust the brand color, taglines, and you can even prompt the Pomelli agent to make suggestions for you. And before we even start creating content, also double check the catalog and assets. So here you can import existing product images or assets that Gemini can use. And here Gemini already collected most of the product assets from the website, which is great. So now there are 2 ways to create a campaign. So one is to use the pre-built campaign suggested by Gemini. So like this World Chocolate Day, and inside Pomelli, it has prepared some creatives about this campaign. And they all look very on brand, and whatever you pick, you can always change the header title, description, or even generate CD buttons and download the final assets when you're done. So everything can be changed, and Pomelli even allows you to animate any assets. Although for now it's more about animating the text effect only, it's still a very handy feature. Another way is to use the checkbox. So you can first pick the products, so let's pick 5 of them in this case, and then we can prompt it with the campaign details like the offer and goal, and then pick the aspect ratio, and then ask it to generate the creative brief. So just like how we usually plan the campaign, this brief will contain all the campaign and product details, and once we click confirm, Gemini will now generate all the relevant assets based on these campaign details. And these are all look on brand with the product as the feature highlights. So this is a really quick and easy way to generate branded social content. And not just that, Pomelli now also support photo shots. So here you can let it easily create photo shots using your existing product assets. So just pick any from your pre-built catalog. So like this one, the Vanilla Sparkle Crispy Squares, and then pick the Photoshop template. So here are the layout that Gemini will be using to generate the final assets. And you can pick 4 of them from the library. And so immediately we have these 4 ready to use assets. And this will save you so much time. And then you can just one-click download all of them or even add them back to create a new campaign. Now, what's even more is you can create a website inside Pomelli. Just navigate to the website section, and here it will automatically generate a website version using all the brand contacts, brand book, DNA, and materials. Although it's not a sophisticated custom website, it is simple, functional, and useful for quickly testing a campaign idea. And you can just one click to publish it. Just make sure you have the right to do so. And you can also prompt Gemini to make changes or update the CTA link. So overall, I'm quite impressed by Pomelli. I can see it's a great free tool to get lots of creative inspiration or just to build unbranded marketing assets really quickly with flexibility. So let me know in the comments which of these Google AI tools you like the most and how you'll be using it for content creation. If you enjoyed this video, please also give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. I also encourage you to join our growth community. This is where we go deep in building your marketing system. You will unlock all our past workshop assets and other resources. You can find the link in the description to join. And before we go, also watch this video about Google AI for marketing if you're interested in more advanced use cases. I will see you next time.